Good morning students, how are you all? Today I am going to revise your first lesson, that is crop production and management. Already I have taught you this lesson in April month. 2 videos I have uploaded. I have sent question answers, but today we are going to revise this lesson once again. So be ready. To perform any metabolic activity, food is required by the body because it gives us energy. Only green plants can make their own food, and all the animals, including human beings, depend on plants and other animals. So now, when plants of the same kind are grown at one place on a large scale are called crops. This is a definition of crops. Crops are single entity, as you can see in the picture: cereal crop, sugar crop and spice crop. Now because climate varies in different parts of India, cropping pattern can be identified in India as Kharif crop and Rabi crop. Kharif crops are the crop sown in the rainy season, that is June or July. Their growth depends on the rain, for example, paddy and maize. The crop that are sown in winter season, that is October or November, are called Rabi crops. Their growth do not depend on rain, and examples of Rabi crops are wheat, gram and pea. Now agricultural practices. First one is the preparation of soil, second one is the sowing, third one is the adding manures and fertilizers, fourth one is irrigation, fifth one is the protection from weed, sixth one is harvesting, and the last one storage. Preparation of soil involves plowing and leveling. The process of loosening and turning of soil is called plowing or tilling. It is either done by plow, hoe or tractor driven cultivator. Tilling is important because it helps the root to breathe better, to absorb more water and to penetrate deep into soil. Tilling removes weed, promotes the growth of microbes and bring nutrient-rich soil at top. Plow is used for tilling, weeding and manuring. This is the triangular iron strip called plowshare. The long rod is plow shaft and this is the beam. Hoe. This part works as blade and help in tilling the soil, and this beam is placed on the bull's neck for pulling it. Cultivator plows the soil and saves both time and labor. The plowed land is leveled and pressed lightly with an instrument called leveler. Leveling crushes the big pieces of soil called crumbs. Leveling prevents soil erosion as it cannot be blown away by wind or drained by water. Sowing is the process of placing seeds in the soil for a healthy crop. Only clean, healthy and disease-free seeds should be selected. Sowing should be done at right depth and equal intervals so that they get proper air, sunlight and nutrients. Now we will revise methods of sowing. See, in the traditional tools, this is the funnel where seeds are filled and then they pass through the vertical pipes which are already into soil and they get sown. Now seed drill. Seed drill sows seeds equally and uniformly and also covers the seed with soil. After sowing, seed drill saves time and labor. Continuous cultivation makes soil poor in nutrients. Therefore, some substances are added in the soil in the form of nutrients known as fertilizers and manure. Now we will see manure. Manure is obtained from the decomposition of plants and animal waste. It is an organic substance. Advantages of manures are it enhances water holding capacity, makes the soil porous, improves the texture of the soil and does not cause water pollution. Now we will talk about the fertilizers. Fertilizers are chemicals rich in plant nutrients. They are produced in factories. They are soluble in water and are easily absorbed by the plants and increase the crop yield. For example, NPK. NPK means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Now we will move towards disadvantages of fertilizers. First, the excessive use of fertilizers makes the soil less fertile. Second one, fertilizers cause water pollution. Third one is the fertilizers are non-biodegradable and causes soil pollution. Now, manure should be used more rather than fertilizers. Crop rotation is also another method. This can be done by growing crops alternately. Farmers grow legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. Rhizobium bacteria in the legumes replenishes soil with nitrogen. Now we will discuss about the difference between manure and fertilizers. When fertilizers, they are inorganics. Manures are organic. Fertilizers is a man-made inorganic salt. In place of manure, manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues. Fertilizers are prepared in factories. Manures can be prepared in the fields. Where fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil, but manures provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, where manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Fertilizers are costly and manures are not expensive. Now we will discuss about irrigation. Water is important for proper growth and development. Rainfall is one of the main source of water for crops, but farmers cannot depend upon rainfall, so it is essential to have other ways of supplying water to the crop fields. The supply of water to the crop plant at regular intervals through sources other than rain is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil and season to season. There are two ways of method of irrigation. First one is the traditional method and the second one is the modern method. In modern method, there are again two methods. First one is the sprinkler system and second one is the drip system. These are the traditional methods. Modern methods. Now we will discuss about the modern methods. In modern methods, first one is sprinkler system. In sprinkler system, the perpendicular pipes are joined to the main pipeline. The pipes have rotating nozzles. When water is allowed to flow through main pipeline under pressure, water escapes through rotating nozzles and gets sprinkled on crop as if it is raining. This system is useful for lawns, coffee plantation, etc. Drip system. In this system, water falls drop by drop near the root. That's why it is called drip system. Water is not wasted at all. It is the best technique for watering fruit, plants, gardens and trees. The plants that grow naturally along with the crops are called weeds. The removal of weed is called weeding. But why weeding is necessary? Weeds competes with plants for nutrition, water, space and gradually affect the growth of plants. Some weeds are also poisonous. Tilling before sowing uproots and kills the weeds. Weeding should be done before they produce flowers and seeds. Weeding can be done manually through kurpi. Seed drills can also be used to uproot the weeds. Weeds are also controlled by certain chemicals called weedicides. For example, 2,4-D means dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. They are diluted with water to maximum extent and do not cause damage to crop. However, weedicide can affect health of one who is spraying weedicide. They should cover their nose with a piece of cloth. The cutting of crop after it gets matured is called harvesting. Harvesting is done manually with sickle or by machine called harvester. Harvested crops have grain which need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. It is carried out by a machine called combine. Small farmers do threshing with winnowing. Now we will discuss about the storage. Storage of product is an important task. Grains should be kept safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. If the harvested grains are to be stored for longer time, harvested grain have more moisture. If freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, making them unfit for use or for germination. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce moisture in them. This prevents the attack by insect pests, bacteria and fungi. This was the summary of first chapter, crop production and management. Thank you.